So today I'm climbing at the biggest bouldering gym in Singapore, at Boulder Chevron. So as usual, after some stretching, I start with some warm-up climbs. So over here, this blue color route is a red tag. Here's a quick glance on how the grading system works in Boulder Plus. I'll say the red tag is about V1 or V2, but feel free to comment down below what do you guys think. Moving on to another red tag. So this white color rock has some pretty bad hole, which I kind of skipped them. But overall it's quite a straightforward route. And now trying some blue tag route. So this is a rather pinchy kind of route, which is more towards the physical side. And over here is actually a wild tag route. So this gym has some wild tag, which means the grading is unknown. But I would guess this is about purple or green tag at least, because the second lasso is really bad. It's kind of like slopey and there's nothing to grab on. So from here it's hard to tell, but the left hand hole is actually very bad. It's flat, smooth, and yeah, just slip over here. So over here I try to just jump for it, but there's nothing to grab on. So I probably have to go up like statically, which I'm trying to figure out how. So over here I try to mentor up, but I think the box is too small, too cramped for me to push up. And even with the help of the supporting hole, I also have problem trying to mentor from that position. So from here I guess I'm just trying to work backwards on how I can reach to the top hole. And yeah, this position is quite secure, although the second lasso is really bad. It's downward sloping and it's like flat. But after a few attempts, I just decided to move on to this another wild tag. So I reckon this is about blue or purple tag. And the starting position is not easy because this wall is actually slightly overhang. And yeah, the holes aren't the best. Over here I think I'm trying to avoid stepping on the volume because it's actually quite steep in real life. But sometimes you just have to trust it, step hard and just hope for the best. And somehow I managed to grab the next hole. So the top hole is actually very bad. It's very slopey and not the best hole to grab on. So after a few attempts, I think I kind of figured out the toe hook beta over here. And I did see another climber kind of just reach for the next hole, and yeah, I just try to span as hard as I can and manage to grab onto that hole. And moving on to some purple tag. So this yellow rod over here is quite straightforward, I would say, but I just have to trust myself in grabbing those holes. I was actually quite hesitant to just grab for the next hole because it kind of looked bad from my perspective, but I decided to just go for it. And to the next purple tag route. So this is a black slab problem, which requires a lot of thrust on the foot. And over here, as I'm trying to cross over to the next foothold, I think I was having a problem trying to thrust that foothold, and I wasn't really applying a lot of pressure on it. So it took a few attempts for me to get comfortable with that foothold, which I was very happy about. So I managed to shift over. So this part took me a while to figure out because there isn't any holes I can step on, but I'm glad I did manage to figure out, as well as with the help of other climbers. So there's actually this textural part on the starting hole which I can step on right at that corner, and I managed to move on to the next hole. So again, there isn't much holes for me to work with, so I try to jump and grab the next hole, but I guess I caught it too low and I slipped. So again, I'm able to see that I'm getting comfortable with that foot chip over there. This time decided to step on to the dual texture hole. And another foot match over here, and managed to send this, which I'm pretty glad about. So moving on to this green tag route, which is off to this bad undercling start. So over here the crimp is really tiny, and I have to try to grab onto that. So I just try to start from there and see how far I can go. So overall, this is a rather physically demanding route with underclings, slopey holes, as well as small crimps. So the second last hole is really bad as well, with just a tiny chip for me to grab onto. And yeah, the next attempt I realized that the small little crimp on the right side of the wall is actually not necessary, so I just skip it. And I managed to get onto the second last hole. I think I just have to try to go for the last hole. So over here I went for it and I managed to touch the top hole, but unfortunately I didn't manage to stick to it and just slip off. So after several attempts, I think I'm quite familiar with the sequence already. So my movements are getting more efficient. Back to the second last hole. I think over here I just throw myself, and luckily I managed to stick onto the last hole and send it, which I'm really happy about. By the way, take a look at the crowd on a Sunday afternoon. So right after I took a quick bite, I then went to do some Kilter board. So lately I've been doing some boarding on Kilter and moonboard. I found it quite helpful with regards to improving my finger strength and endurance. So I'm starting with this V4 route since my finger are quite warmed up already, so I just start from that. Great. And I think my goal for today is to send my first V6. Since my previous session I wasn't able to send, so in this session I'll be attempting a couple of V6 routes. So this is one of the trickier V5 which I couldn't send, and I think I'm just finding it difficult to move to the next hole at this stretch out position. But anyways, if you guys have any tips, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. It will be helpful. Moving on to the first V6 route of the day, called the Master Chef. So I think one of the crux for this route is to jump over from this position to the next hole at the top right. So for my next attempt, somehow I managed to grab it and try to bring my leg up. However, I slipped, but somehow I still managed to hold on to it, which is very lucky. And that's my first V6 sand on the Kilter board. Not the nicest, but still a sand. So moving on to the next V6 route, named Swap. So for this route, somehow I keep slipping my feet on the starting few holes, and it's quite frustrating for me as well. And yeah, the left hole wasn't that good as well, which I kind of slipped. So over here I was trying to step up to the next hole, but I realized the only way is to jump and grab the top hole. So for the next few attempts, I will be starting from the second part of the route, just to try and get the jump catch. Almost got it. And after several attempts, I finally managed to get the jump catch and reach the top. But I'm just too tired to start from the beginning, so I'll just put it in my bucket list and try to send it the next time. So after Kilter, I went to do some more climbing on the wall, and I ended my day with this coordination dyno move, which I almost face planted.
Come on.
Yeah, so this route actually took several attempts as well, just to get the first catch right, because the hole is on the other side of the volume and it was hard to kind of
Oh, nice.
catch it. And yeah, I managed to send this, which is pretty nice. And take a look at this round ass moon over here. With that said, thanks for watching and see you again. Bye.